Hello and welcome EU 429 and 529 students to Teaching and Learning in Online Environments. My name is Dr. Matthew Madden and I'll be the instructor of this experience. Over the next 10 days, you can email me at matthew.madden@cortland.edu. I can also be reached on my office extension at 607-753-5700. I do apologize as this is recorded into the future and the weeks haven't set themselves up yet. In the next couple of days, I do plan to set some virtual office hours that are more concrete, and I'll get that information to you as soon as possible. If you do want to meet me during those office hours, then you can meet me at my WebEx personal chat room here at webex.meet/Matthew.Madden. It is important to note that there are an additional two co-creators and instructors of record for the other schools. So each of the schools, the School of Education, the Schools of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Professional Studies have an individual instructor, myself being the School of Professional Studies, working with the physical education teacher candidates. Dr. Jacob Hall, one of the co-creators of the course, will be working with early childhood education students. And Dr. Chris Whittall, Watermark, EdTPA, and GoReactor coordinator, who will also be leading Module 5 on assessment, will be leading the students in, or facilitating the students in the arts and sciences. Dr. Whittall has a graduate assistant. It's a graduate assistant through the School of Education, Daisy Rizzo, that can also help you with some technical concerns or issues if you feel more comfortable reaching out from the student end. This course, as mentioned, will be delivered asynchronously over the next 10 days, highlighting online environments for PK-12 environments that you will be entering into in the next couple of weeks. We will be addressing both elementary and secondary strategies in education, but recognize the pedagogy is for all levels. We have 5 student learning outcomes for the course, all aligned with one of the modules, starting with application to technical and communications with students and families, and moving all the way onto the application and creation or implementation of assessment. There are no required materials for this course. All of your readings and materials will be highlighted or, presented to you on Blackboard for your access. There are some recommended resources that you will want to use during this experience and moving into your student teaching experience. And we have 4 course orientations that you do want to highlight. So this course will be covering practical skills. The coursework for each of the modules will have 2 forms of discourse for the most part, both discussion and written reflection. You will read the materials and then apply. There is some online work, which each day you are expected to log into Blackboard to check what assignments are due or what assignments are in your near future. And then finally, what I think is the most important, and you'll see this in the reflection of the evaluation portion, is the reflection or becoming a reflective practitioner through online experience. Because this is an online course, make sure that you're in a position and a place that the internet is not as that the internet is dependent. This should not be something that you're doing from a mobile device in a car, et cetera, especially when it gets to a situation where some of the narrative or the reflections or the assignments themselves are large, you will want to make sure to back up your work and update often, share with others if that makes you comfortable. Okay, while there is not attendance in the course physically, you are expected to check in daily on Blackboard. Because of the intensity of the course over 10 days, it's what is considered a fast and furious, if you will. You will be set up each day to either being prepared for the module, or as the time ends, or the next 48 hours, it will be time to start submitting assignments. So give yourself as much time as you can, attend often, check in often, and as soon as modules or folders are released, you should be reviewing them as quickly as you can. There are due dates for the 5 modules completed. This will be roughly every other day, as mentioned. So as an example, your first module that will open up on January 25th or the evening of the 24th will have a couple of surveys and an assignment that will be due 2 evenings later, or roughly 48 hours later, which would be January 26th. And then on January 27th, the next folder will open up and you'll start the assignments or that process all over again. Recognize that the course will be evaluated. It's graded as a pass, no credit. At this point, I expect everybody to pass, but I would really like to treat this as a professional learning opportunity or professional development, as opposed to a one-off course. So you really should be taking strategies to teaching strategies or in your toolkit to move on into your student teaching experience, and being prepared with some digital pedagogies that you may not have had prior to this experience. Recognize that there is some reading, as we said as I said a couple of minutes ago, and then you'll have some reflection prompts, participations in surveys. For example, there's a pre-assessment for the instructor, myself, trying to get an understanding of your comfortability with technology. And so complete all of those. Then more of your tangible or identifiable evaluations. There are quizzes, and then mini projects that will continue to add on, as an example, a lesson plan delivered remotely. Here's our course schedule. You'll have the course introduction to you available by January 25th. And you'll go through that folder, and then moving on to community building, learner engagement, digital pedagogy, assessment and measurement. I do want to note back here at the top, because I think it's very important. Recognize that although I'm your individual instructor for the students in physical education or the teacher candidates in physical education, as mentioned, there are some co-coordinators. So throughout the modules, a lot of these were created in collaboration. And so there are at times for set inductions or for folders or for the introduction to topics where we will be leaning on Dr. Hall or Dr. Whitall to take us through that experience. So although it may switch gears and it looks like a very instructional format, recognize that if it's not me on the screencast, you're still in the right place. I look forward to this experience. I'm learning as I go as well, so we will continue to learn together, and congratulations on student teaching in a couple of weeks.